Hello, we're discussing the history of management today, getting concepts from Robbins' Coulter textbook. My name is Mike Knudstrup. I have a PhD and MBA from Florida State University. Been teaching management for around 14 years now. I have 10 plus years of real estate investment experience, and I work at beautiful Florida Southern College in Lakeland, Florida. These are the concepts we'll be getting into. The overall history of large organizations, Adam Smith and the Division of Labor, Frederick Taylor, who was the father of scientific management, Max Weber's Ideal Bureaucracy, and the Hawthorne Studies. And I'll give you a little bit of a review quiz. Okay, so first, to get going, what are the history of organizations? Well, here and there throughout history, there have been large organizations. We might think of, as I have on the screen here, the Catholic Church, perhaps, all right, or the Roman Empire. You can think of some other empires, for example, maybe the Greeks or the Persians, and but throughout most of human history, 8,000 years or however you want to term it, people have been organized around a very small unit of folks, say around 25 people, and that being, the family, all right, hunters and gatherers. So management is a new profession. It's really only been studied for a little over 200 years now, all right, and it's a new profession as well. I mean, again, here and there, like in the Roman Empire or the Catholic Church, for example, I mean, there were managers, there were hierarchy, but that's been more the exception rather than the rule. All right, so let's get started here. Who are some of the great thinkers that got us going in the Industrial Revolution? Adam Smith was one of those. All right, he advocated for a division of labor, one of the elements that led to the success of the Industrial Revolution. Okay, and so, why is a division of labor so useful, so important? One of the reasons is that people get very good, very skilled at what they're doing. Another is that there's reduced time between tasks. All right, you don't have to jump from task to task. You don't have to bring your tools with you. Okay, but of course, along with most positive things, there are negative things about a division of labor. If you were to think, what are some of the negative aspects of a division of labor? Well, if you said it gets to be pretty monotonous, you'd be correct. All right. It also makes it pretty difficult to interchange workers as people become more and more specialists. All right. So the Industrial Revolution, one of the elements was the division of labor. So where did the Industrial Revolution start? Well, hopefully Big Ben gives you an idea here. Pretty much let me get my clicker going here. All right. In Great Britain is where the Industrial Revolution started. Why did the Industrial Revolution start there? Well, there were several things, all right, that got the Industrial Revolution going. Okay. One, of course, was the availability of raw materials, all right, which was available in Great Britain, all right, along with their great shipping, all right, and their empire. They were able to pull those materials. They also had outlets for those materials. Maybe the church, the Protestant church, helped out in the Protestant work ethic and the like, okay. All right, and probably another element was the enclosure movement of Great Britain, where large masses of people were forced off the farms. So with the Industrial Revolution came large organizations and the need for managers. And so who were some of those thinkers, all right, that got us going and really still influence us today? One was Frederick Winslow Taylor, who's known as the father of scientific management. What did Frederick Taylor try to do? He studied work and work practices, and he tried to find the one best way to do things, all right, the best way to make the tool in the best motions. I mean, pick any simple tool. Let's say a hammer. We'll see if I can draw one of these guys. All right, a hammer. How many different ways could you modify the hammer? All right, well, you probably could think of 10 different ways, I imagine, to modify the head. Okay, size, shape, type of material. You probably could think of another 10 different ways to modify the handle in terms of the shape, the type of wood, how long it is. And even then, after that, having been in construction myself, you probably could think of 5 or 10 different ways to modify the motion of hammering. All right, so how many different ways is this? 10 times 10 is 100 times 5, maybe 500 different ways you could modify a hammer and a motion. All right, and Frederick Taylor would look at every one and find the most efficient way that took the least time to do it. All right, so Frederick Taylor, and really this idea of specialization and one best way still stays with us to a certain degree today. Frederick Taylor.